All right, as many of you have noticed, we have a brand new look to our state newsletter, The Pledge, and we also have a new look to our website. So what I'm going to do for you today is I'm going to walk you through the website and just show you a few of the new features that we have implemented this year. So first of all, you will notice the new design. So on the top, on the home page, you will see all of our announcements and chapter news stories. So if your chapter has an article that you would like to submit to be showcased at the top, you can submit that, and I'll show you how to do that later. And it'll show up here under the chapter news section. If you scroll down and you click the Join Now button, that will take you to the page where it will tell you all about how to submit your membership, and also if you are a brand new chapter looking to start a chapter, what you need to do that. At the very bottom, you'll see all of our conferences that we have, and then further down you have contact information. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the more details here next to FLC, because Fall Leadership Conference registration is due on the 9th of September, and you can find that located here on our FLC page. So all of our conferences, we have the chapter use forms, and these are forms that you can use as your chapter. They don't get sent into the state office, but as an advisor, you can use them and keep them for all of your members. They're great to have if you don't have forms for your school. I know some schools will have their own forms, and those are perfect to use. So if you have athletic medical release forms that you have students submit, you don't need to have them submit another one. You can use that form as well. But these are just so if for some reason you don't have those forms at your school, these are for you to utilize. So registration is pretty simple. You fill out the form and you hit submit, and you'll get a confirmation email. So hopefully I'm not scrolling too fast and making anyone sick here. But you'll see all of the events. The next one I'm going to go to is SLC, because this is one where most people will be asking where information is. So the State Leadership Conference, the majority of the forms are going to be found on the left-hand side. It's slow to load, I'm not sure why, but there is a slideshow of photos from last year's SLC that will show up eventually, I hope, unless it got taken down. But you will find those of you who are looking to add competitive event sponsors from your town, you can use this form. Wanting to know more about competitive events and how many people and what grades can be used, you can go here. Prep calendar is great as you get closer to SLC registration deadline, which is February 17th is your initial deadline. That's a great calendar to use. It just gives you a checklist that you can utilize. But all of your forms are located here. Ribbon projects are all located here. You click here, it'll download a document. Let's see if I can get to that document. Don't mind my messy desktop here, but doesn't want to work with me here. There we go. So if I open up the ribbon projects document, you will see all of the ribbons that you can receive at State Leadership Conference. So new this year, we've changed, we've added the Business Achievement Awards and the Community Service Awards as individual ribbon awards. So this year you can receive individual ribbons for these events, and they're no longer chapter ribbon awards. So no longer do you have to do a percentage. If you do one level of either the BAAs or the CSAs, you will receive a ribbon individually. And then the chapter ribbon projects are your entire chapter will receive a ribbon if you meet the requirements. And you can click on the document or the PDF for any of these documents. The 7-Up one is just an increase of your membership, and there's no forms to turn in for that. So that's where you can find those projects. The next section is news, and with the news, the pledge newsletter, if I click on there, it will take you to the page where it has the guidelines, and this is the document that most of you are familiar with if you're a veteran member or chapter. But those of you who are new, this will tell you what articles we want to see. And then to submit your articles, you can click on that button there, or under news, you can select to submit chapter news. It takes you to the same place. You fill out the form. Any images that you have to go with your articles, you can click here. But one new thing that you'll notice is we're looking for a link. So if you have a link to, maybe you have if you have a website that you would like to showcase, or that you have information, maybe photos listed there, you can link to that document or that page by including hyperlinks within your articles. You can include YouTube videos, so maybe you have a video slideshow of your project, photos that you took, include those to make it a little bit more interactive. So you'll see all of the categories that you can do. So advisors, you want to recognize your advisors, projects that you're doing with your chapter, your members that are leaders within your chapter, and then your success stories. And you can submit those at any time, but we do have specific deadlines for them to show up in the newsletter. So if you can submit at any time, but preferably before the deadline, we'll get those posted in. Social media there, and then the state officers are doing monthly webinars. You can click there to view all of the links to their videos. So we have them all up. The next one is September 22nd at 7 p.m. And you can click the link to access the Q&A, which will load up on the right hand side. So all I have to do is click over here to ask questions of the state officers, and they will answer them during their webinar. It's pretty cool. The handbook is listed here. It's the same format. We copied and pasted the formatting over from the one last year. So you have the 2016-17 handbook, which is up and live with all of the competitive events and the changes that are happening. And the changes on the at-a-glance will be posted soon. We're getting all those updated. And then here are the 2016 national handbooks, and they have the 2017 ones that just went live this past week, and you should be receiving your handbooks, but your national handbooks in the mail. Your state handbooks are only going to be electronic, so make sure you check this out. Those new chapters, you will get your first hard copy handbook, but after that you'll need to update it by either printing off the digital copy or just using the digital copy, so an online version. Chapter resources. This is the page that has all the logos, our state goals, lots and lots of information. So I've tried to break it up into categories, and it's a long scrolling list, but that's the only way to get all of the information to you. But the new information is listed up here under the 2016-2017 information, and you can check all that out at your leisure. If you would like a state officer to attend one of your workshops or an event, you can click the state officer request, fill out the form, and I will notify them if they are available for your event. So, state officer information. If you're interested in being a state officer, we have links here so you can find out more about our current state officers. If you want to become a state officer, and again, the request is there. And then all of the contact information for the state office for Karen and myself, and then board of directors, advisory council, and the foundation board of directors are listed there. So if you have any questions about the website, please let us know, or if you see any glitches, or if you have any glitches on the mobile device, it does run on mobile. We've made it responsive, so you'll notice, if I can get it to work here, if I minimize my screen here, I'm minimizing the wrong thing. There we go. You'll notice that it changes and it gets smaller. So it will work on your phones. It's kind of a cool feature that we've implemented this year to help you out. So let us know what you think. We look forward to seeing you at Fall Leadership Conference September 27th and 28th.